The fluorescent lights of Dubai International Airport hummed overhead, turning everything into a sterile, endless white that made my skin look gray. I was 14, sitting cross-legged against the cold marble wall near Gate 23, arms wrapped tight around my knees like that could hold me together. My backpack, everything I owned for the trip, was gone. Stolen. By my own brother. It had happened so fast. Mom, Patricia, had been arguing with the gate agent about our seats. Spencer, 17 and already built like the football player he thought made him invincible, had nudged me toward the bathroom line. "Go fix your hair or whatever," he'd said, smirking. "You look like a drowned rat." I'd rolled my eyes, handed him my backpack because my hands were full of a half-eaten pretzel and a crumpled boarding pass, and ducked into the restroom. When I came out 2 minutes later, he was gone. Mom was gone. The backpack was gone. I'd run to the gate, heart slamming against my ribs. The jetway door was closed. Through the floor-to-ceiling glass, I watched the plane push back from the gate, engines whining as it taxied toward the runway. Silver fuselage catching the late afternoon sun. Flight EK 847 to Bangkok. My flight. Our flight. I pressed both palms to the glass. "Mom?" My voice cracked, too small against the roar of announcements and rolling suitcases. No one turned. No one looked back. I slid down the wall until I hit the floor. My phone was in the backpack. Passport, boarding pass, the $40 in cash Mom had given me for emergencies. All gone. I had nothing. I was nothing. People streamed past. Families laughing, business travelers tapping on phones, couples holding hands. I kept my head down so no one would see the tears carving hot tracks down my face. I'd always been invisible to them anyway. Since Dad died when I was 6, it had been like this. Spencer, the golden child, the one who scored touchdowns and charmed teachers. Me, the quiet shadow who asked too many questions and cried at funerals. Mom never noticed when I needed her. She noticed when Spencer needed her to notice me failing. I don't know how long I sat there. Long enough for my legs to go numb. Long enough for the panic to settle into something colder, heavier. Fear. Polished black shoes stopped in front of me. I didn't look up at first. Then a calm voice, accented but gentle, cut through the airport noise. "Young lady, are you all right?" I lifted my head slowly. Tall man, maybe in his 40s, dark beard trimmed neat, wearing a crisp white thobe and a name tag that read Khaled Al-Rashid, Director of Guest Relations. His eyes were kind, but sharp, like he'd seen every kind of trouble this airport could throw at a person. I shook my head. The words stuck in my throat. He crouched down, keeping a respectful distance. "You look like you've been left behind." That did it. A sob ripped out of me, loud and ugly. I clapped a hand over my mouth, but it was too late. Khaled didn't flinch. He simply offered his hand. "Come, let's get you somewhere quiet. We will figure this out." I stared at his palm. Stranger. Foreign country? But my options were zero. I let him pull me up. My legs wobbled like they'd forgotten how to work. He led me through a discreet side door marked staff only. Security guards nodded at him without a word. We passed through corridors that smelled faintly of coffee and cleaning solution, then into a small office with leather chairs, a wide window overlooking the runways, and a tray of dates, flatbread, and bottled water already waiting on a low table. Sit, eat, drink. You need strength. I collapsed in the chair. My hands shook so badly I could barely open the water bottle. Khaled didn't hover. He sat across from me, giving me space, and waited. When I'd managed half the bread and most of the water, he spoke again. "Tell me what happened, from the beginning." I told him. The layover, Spencer taking my backpack, Mom distracted at the counter, the plane leaving without me. My voice cracked on the last part. She didn't even look back. Khaled listened without interrupting. When I finished, he nodded once, slow and deliberate. We will check the cameras and the passenger manifest. Give me names. Molly Underwood, Patricia Underwood, my mom, Spencer Underwood, my brother. He typed quickly on his laptop, then made a call in rapid Arabic, another call in English, voice low and authoritative. I caught fragments. Minor unaccompanied, possible abandonment, security footage, gate 23. Minutes stretched into an hour. I stared at the runway lights blinking in the gathering dusk. Planes took off, landed, taxied. Life kept moving while mine had stopped. Finally, the video call connected. Secure line. Bangkok, Immigration Holding Room. Mom appeared first, face pale, eyes red, mascara streaked down her cheeks. Spencer sat beside her, wrists cuffed to the chair arm. No smirk now, just wide eyes and sweat on his forehead. "Molly?" Mom's voice broke the second she saw me. "Baby! Oh God! Where are you? They said you were left behind. Spencer told you were upset, that you didn't want to come, that you'd met someone online." "I'm in Dubai," I said. My voice came out flat, steady. "Where you left me." She started crying harder. "It was a misunderstanding. I was tired. The layover was long. Spencer said you were throwing a fit. I should have checked. I should have—" "You should have looked back," I cut in. "Once. Just once." Spencer jerked against the cuffs. "She's lying. She's making this up to get attention." Khaled leaned into frame beside me. "We have footage, Mr. Underwood. You taking her backpack deliberately. We have your messages, planning to discredit your sister for financial gain. The trust fund, the $400,000. You believed abandoning her would allow you to claim her share." Mom's head snapped toward Spencer. "What?" Her mouth opened, closed. No words came. I spoke before she could recover. "You didn't check. You boarded that plane and left your 14-year-old daughter in a foreign airport because he told you to, because I've always been the one that doesn't matter." Mom sobbed. "Molly, please. I love you. I was exhausted. I believed him. You always believe him." The words tasted like ash, but they came easy now. "Dad didn't. He left me a letter with the lawyer, called me his hidden gem, said I was built to survive storms. He knew what you two were like. He protected me anyway." Silence stretched across the continents. Mom whispered, "The full amount, it's more than I remembered. 600,000 total, including the life insurance, split equal, but you won't touch mine. Neither will he." Spencer lunged forward. "You little—" Security yanked him back. I looked straight at Mom. "I'm done being invisible. When I'm 18, I'll handle my share. Until then, I'm going to Grandma Nora's. And if you want any part of my life again, you get real therapy. Not excuses. Not, 'I was tired.'" The call cut when Thai officials moved them for processing. Khaled closed the laptop. "You handled that with more grace than most adults could." I stared at the dark runway. "What happens now?" "Now we get you safe. Temporary guardianship through the consulate, a flight home when you're ready. And you decide what comes next." I touched the blanket, still warm from my body. The ache in my chest wasn't gone, but it felt different, like something cracking open, not to bleed more, but to let air in. They'd left me behind, but I wasn't lost. I was awake, and for the first time, the future felt like mine.